Good day, YouTubers. I know you guys are wondering, hey, this guy said that he's going to be working on a 2012 Chevy Avalanche. What are we doing in the house? Well, I wanted to show you something, okay? First, most 2012 Chevy Avalanches will have this type of light, third brake light, okay? I didn't know it. I ordered this knowing I had this type of brake light, which is actually for a 2013 and for a Cadillac. But I ordered this and I got this and I was like, well, maybe I have to tear this apart and put this inside of here. Knowing it was going to be difficult because right here they had double-sided tape, okay? And it went in this groove right in here, okay, and on the bottom as well. But I did it to try it, and of course it didn't work. So I'm sending this one back. This is actually the second one that I got. I got this one first, and then the other one I went to O'Reilly's, and they ordered one out of Nashville and sent it over, and it was the same thing, and I was like, nope, this isn't it. So I had to call up the Chevy dealership, and they said, oh, I gave my VIN number, and they told me, yours happens to have a 2013 light on it, which is, like I said, is also the Cadillac third brake light. And guess how much this light costs if you go to the Chevy dealership? Just under 500 bucks, okay? So luckily I went online, I started looking. I found one for just under 300, shipping and all. It was 300 bucks, which I received, and I've already installed it. But I'm going to uninstall it and reinstall it to show you guys. And also there was two screws that wouldn't line up. I'm going to try and line them up today. This is my suggestion to you, my recommendation. As long as you haven't got a ticket for a third brake light being out, and I don't know what the ordinance is for a third brake light, if it's mandatory or not, I would not replace it. For the simple fact of spending between $300 and $500 for an LED light, it's ridiculous. The cost ratio just isn't there. So that's up to you. I know it's nice to have them working, have them fixed, have everything operational, but 500 bucks for a simple light is ridiculous in my eyes. This takes all of maybe 20 minutes to replace. The biggest thing is getting the parts. It's not hard at all. It's actually a little fun, but you have to look at it. As I said, if you have this light for 2012, this is a 2013 light, which also fits on Cadillacs. This light right here, third brake light, is a 2012 and below, and it's relatively easy. I don't even think it costs that much. I think it was maybe 100 bucks. I'm sending it back. I called the dealer store or the online store where I bought it at, and they said, okay. They sent me a UPS sticker, and I'm sending it back tomorrow. And the one I got here, the one I replaced already, is on there, but we'll see how it goes, okay? Just to show you, all it is you have, which goes into the molding itself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, okay? I think I had problems with these 2 screws here. I got 3 of the screws to work, and 2 of them would not, because it would not line up into the molding properly. Of course, you know, what can you say? It's one of those things. And then 1 cannon plug. That easy. Really, really easy to do, okay? But let me move outside, and I'll show you exactly what we did. Okay, welcome back, guys and gals. As you see, I've got a brand new light here, okay? Well, before I go into that, let me tell you the tools that you're going to need, okay? You're going to need the size itself. I believe, that's my daughter inside, is a T30, okay? You're going to need a Phillips. Here's the 2 screws that I didn't get to mount last time. What I did too is I used the ID Red, which is just isopropyl alcohol, to the isopropyl alcohol just to clean the cannon plugs, and then the Corrosion X, I put it in there. I used to teach corrosion, so I knew that is compatible with electronics. So you can do that in a cannon plug and not have to worry about anything. Okay, so my battery power is running out, so I might have to do this into 2 different portions. But the first thing you do is you see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws or bolts. These 2 at the end are different than these. Okay, just giving you a heads up. As you see how it fits in, that's the only thing that secures that. What I would recommend is you just use a nice and easy tool here. You can use a ratchet if you want, but for me, I think it was better just use this. Okay. And if you guys haven't noticed, I'm in Alabama. I got my roll tide cup right there. Okay, as you see, I already put down the covers here, so I don't have to worry about where to store this. Okay, it's going to have 1 cannon plug, this you could actually disconnect this, which I'll do right now. Just pull, okay, push down and pull, and then this, what I actually did was I had pulled these out already, and you could just take the complete thing off. Okay, I don't need to do that, not a biggie. Okay, here's the screws that I was telling you about. Those are the 2 that I'm missing, and these are the 3 that I already put in. Okay, actually I'm not going to shortchange you guys. Let me go ahead and pull this out. Okay, pull that out, and then pull that out. Okay, so right here you have it. Once again, pull that out, and guess what? That has just become disconnected, and all you have now is your assembly. Okay, so as you see, when I put this in, when I got it, it's a little bit off right here. Okay, actually wrong side, a little bit off right here. Remember how I told you there was double-sided tape? You could actually see where the double-sided tape is coming through on this. Okay, all you do is you get your screwdriver and you just remove these screws. Okay, and then you push in on these red dots and it'll come right out. Okay, nothing hard at all. The big thing is when you put it back in, you're going to have to put it down and hit it with your hand, and you will actually hear it pop in. Okay, now I'm going to see if these will go in or not, and they won't. So what I was hoping that I drove this around today, and these are still tight. I was hoping that these would pull this in a little bit, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. Okay, well, I'm going to have to keep it Mickey Mouse and go with just 3 screws instead of the 5. But I'll keep these in my glove compartment, and in a month or so I'll try it again. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll get an extended screw and try and pull it. Let it start and then pull it, and then get this one started and go from there. Okay? Alright, so we have what we have this so far. Let me reassemble this now. Okay? You know, you have this cannon plug, you have this electrical connection. Really, really easy. Once again, nothing too hard about it. The way I did it before, okay, the way I did it before is I sprayed the isopropyl alcohol, cleaned it all out, both ends, and I just put in the corrosion X, sprayed it again, no issues. Okay, connect it, and connected. It's all Murphy proof, okay? You cannot mess it up, okay? So first thing is, you see that connector goes in that hole, connector, that hole, okay? Nothing hard here, okay? So if you want to take it to the dealership to have them do it, go right ahead. They'll charge you probably about $100 an hour, and they'll say it takes about an hour when we're doing this in all of maybe 15 minutes. Okay, so I have it connected. I have screws back in, except for those two. You put this over. Make sure it's fitting underneath, nothing's under and out. Okay, and now, of course, you got to remember, I told you that they're different. These have white on them, and this has green. And it is a little bit different, a little bit longer. So the two green ones go on the outside. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 regular screws. Okay, all you do is go back to tightening. Make sure you don't use Gorilla Torque. Bring it down as low as possible first. Don't tighten them up all the way, as you know, so you can line them all up. 1. I'm not trying to insult anyone's intelligence. I just do not know how much mechanical experience you have. So all of them are lined up. Tighten them all down for the first time, and then I'll raise it up to about 12 to make sure it goes again. That should be good. 1, 2, skip, 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 and skip. Okay, so now we have this right back on. And like I said, it took all of maybe 15-20 minutes, okay, to take it off and put it back on. All right. One thing, like I said, is I did have to get my hand, and I had to, when I had this off, I had to pound it a little bit so it would fit in, because none of the screws were fitting. Once I did that, the 3 fit in, and for some reason this side just does not want to go in properly. So I'll just have to deal with it. Not a biggie. I've heard of a lot of problems with these, that water gets in there, and people have replaced these 3 or 4 times. I don't see the purpose of doing that. Okay, let me crank it up real quick and see what happens, and make sure. Okay, I'm back down here. It's all disconnected. Turn on the vehicle and see what right or not. Like it works. So once again, Shade Tree Mechanics do it again. As you see, a $300 light. You install it yourself, you replace everything, you fix everything. It takes all of 15-20 minutes. The biggest thing and biggest worry is just getting the parts in on time and getting the right parts. Okay, I would highly recommend, no matter what you do, now that I know that my 2012 has 2013 parts on it, is I will give the dealership my VIN number and check for every part that I have to buy. Okay. Other than that, I hope this helped you out. You guys have a great rest of the week.